Good evening, everyone. Um, we will start the class at 6:05 p.m. Okay. Fine. So today, as I instructed, I got around 4 worksheets, I guess. Three I got by WhatsApp. And Jyoti had already sent through mail ID. So Radhika sent me. I have to correct and send her back because today morning I got her paper. I got her worksheet. And one more, Nagini, I guess. Nagini, she's here. No, she's not here. Yeah. So Nagini sent it through WhatsApp. I mean, she sent in a group, I guess. So it has been forwarded by the team. I corrected and sent it to her. And one more, I got the worksheet, but the name was not there. So who sent it? I don't know actually. The name was not there. It was well written. I don't know whether it is here or no. Yeah. So, and yeah, three I got through WhatsApp and one I got through mail ID. So most of you said you sent it, but I did not get it in this one chat box or sorry, in the mail ID. So you guys who already wrote it, send it to one more mail ID, which I'm going to send you now. This is also my official mail ID. I'm sorry. nidhisankalplearning@gmail.com. So who said me they sent through a mail? I did not get it, I said. So you guys can try sending me to this mail ID also. The mail ID is nidhisankalplearning@gmail.com. I'm sorry. So let us begin with today's discussion of multiple choice questions, girls. Yeah. Take your time, sit comfortably and switch on your video. So before moving to the worksheet, let us read some of the important points. So here I will be requesting one by one to read out the concept, and I want that person, like I will tell the name, that person has to read the concept. Fine. Okay. So today we have a discussion on sexual reproduction in flowering plant. It is like a revision, as I said you in the last session. Okay. Anvita, are you here? All of you can switch on your videos.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So please switch on your video and start reading the points.
Sexual reproduction is the process of development of new organisms through the formation and fusion of gametes. The flower is the main structure concerned with reproduction. The reproductive organs or the sporophylls are produced within the flowers. The sporophylls are of two types, microsporophylls and megasporophylls. Stamen is distinguished as filament, anther, and connective. Carpel is distinguished as ovary bearing ovule, style, and stigma. The whole process of sexual reproduction in flowering plants can be divided into three steps: pre-fertilization, fertilization, post-fertilization.
Okay, thank you, Anvita.
Pre-fertilization.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm telling you clearly, today we have a revision class where we are going to read the notes. Simultaneously, we are going to solve some questions which I have given in the worksheet. So 4 of them had sent the worksheet. Okay. Now, so this all she read, that is Anvita. Now let us solve 2 to 3 questions of the worksheet. ಓದೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, because I surely know you guys won't read the textbook. Ashtu patience nimge irodu illa. So I made the points using textbooks only. So I'm requesting read with an interest. Yeah. So the first question goes like this: formation of microspore from a pollen mother cells through a meiosis is known as. Okay, through a meiosis is known as A. Megasporogenesis, B. Pollination, C. Microsporogenesis, D. Embryogenesis. What is your answer? I got the first answer by Jyoti. So she voted for option C. So what about others? Anvita, okay, good. So please message to Neat Sankalp, not to everyone. Priyanka, okay. Then what about others? Good. So good try by 3 of them. So they suggested option C, that is microsporogenesis. Very good. It is a right answer. Formation of microspores from a pollen mother cell through meiosis is known as microsporogenesis. Let us proceed with the second question, girls. The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. I repeat, from anthers to stigma. Don't answer once I complete the question completely. Once I read the option, then you answer, please. So the process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower of the same plant. One day plant in innondu flower ge anther hogi pollinate adre, that type is called as option A, xenogamy, option B, geitonogamy, option C, autogamy, option D, syngamy. What is your response? So I got 2 responses before by Priyanka and Jyoti. Then Anvita also sent it. Then what about others? Be fast. Yes, be active. What about others? Mahalakshmi, Manju, Yan, Komala, Radhika. Radhika, I got your worksheet. I will correct it and comment on it later. Yes, be fast, girls. Okay. Radhika answered it as option D. So the process of transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of another flower of the same plant is called as geitonogamy. That is option B is a right answer. Xenogamy antandre the process of transfer of pollen grains from the flower to the flower of the other plant of the same species. Adu xenogamy. Third question goes like this: removal of anthers from flower bud before the anther dehisces ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಆಂಥರ್ ಡಿಹೈಸಸ್, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಆಂಥರ್ ಮೆಚ್ಯೂರ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಹೈಸ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ನಾವು ಆಂಥರ್ ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಇಮ್ಯಾಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಬ್ಯಾಗಿಂಗ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡೈಸೇಷನ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ it is rebagging. So Mahalakshmi answered it, Priyanka, Jyoti, Anvita attempted it, good going. So what about others? Komala, very good. So most of you, all of you answered it correctly, and I got the answer from Radhika and Manju Yen too. Good. So yeah, so option A, that is emasculation, is a right answer. Very good. So now let us read few more points. Okay. Yeah, Komala K, can you read pollen grain formation?
Pollen grain formation, male reproductive unit, stamen. A stamen is the male reproductive unit of angiosperms. It consists of an anther and a filament. The anther is
Bilobed
and the lobe enclosed 4
pollen sacs
or microsporangia. Each pollen sac contains number of pollen grains. The pollen sacs in a
dithecous
anther appears to lie in 4 corners of anther. The wall of anther consists of 4 layers of cells. An anther
dehisces
by slides to
liberate
pollen grains.
Thank you. So
Anther development.
Yeah, continue. You
The
can
anther
continue.
development. The anther initiates in the form
of
homogeneous mass of a meristematic cells surrounded by epidermis. It becomes 4 lobed and 4 longitudinal rows of
archisporial. It should become archisporial.
Archiphonium cells are differentiated. Each of these cells divides to form a
primary parietal
partial cell and a primary sporogenous cells.
Okay, parietal cells. Can you read this?
Partial cells divide several times to form the anther wall and the sporogenous cells divides a few times to form the microscope or pollen mother cells. PMC, the innermost layer of cells. Cell wall incorrect with the PMS form the epithelium, which plays significant roles in pollen development. The layer becomes the epidermis, late becomes the endothelium.
Thank you, Komala. So here, as she read regarding the notes, see here, please switch on your video, and while others are reading, don't say ಅವ್ರು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ ಬಿಡು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅವಳು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ವರ್ಡ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ನೀವೇ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ MCQ ಅಥವಾ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಟು ರೀಡ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಓಕೆ. Now let us solve some questions again. And so whenever you are reading, not on the this one, not on the screen, or whenever you are reading using your textbook, use some techniques. What techniques means? The techniques where you can remember whatever you read for a longer time. Em techniques anta andre, you can keep your pen or a pencil, or the best is you can use your fingertip. So to read anything. So when you are reading it using your fingertip, the sense of touch is there. The sense of touch along with the whatever you are learning, whatever you are saying in your mind, so it will store in our memory for a longer time. So always read using your finger. Ee reeti. San makla tara atho chik makla tara anasbodu, but it is a scientific way so that we can remember the terms for a longer time. And even I read like that till now. So fourth question goes like this, girls. Inactive state of an embryo or seed is called as apomixis, dormancy, polyembryony, and embryony. What is your response? Yes. Be fast. Jyoti answered it. Manjuyan answered it. Okay. Priyanka answered it. Inactive state anta kelidare avaru. Komala K answered it. Okay. Fine. So they asked few of them, like Jyoti, you answered it differently in the worksheet, but here you answered it wrong. It is not a apomixis. Inactive state of a seed or an embryo is called as dormancy. Option B is a right answer. I think Manju N answered it as a option B, and Anvita also, I guess. Yeah. So option B, that is dormancy, is a right answer, girls. Okay, let us proceed further. Most resistant organic material of exine. Exine annodeno pollen grain na outer layer agide. So outer layer is made up of what? That is option A, funicle, option B, scutellum, option C, germ pore, option D, sporopollen. Sporopollenin. Okay, Anvita answered it, Priyanka answered it, Manjuyan answered it, Netravati answered it, and Radhika also answered it. Good going. So what about others, girls? Yeah. So most of you answered it correctly. Mahalakshmi also answered it. Option D, that is sporopollenin, is a right answer. And the pollen grain along with the exine, intine, and that sporopollenin together, it is called as pollen kit anta karitare. Nenpalitkoli. Sixth question goes like this. Flowers which do not open at all in their lifetime. Yava flowers open ne agodilla. Anta flowers ke enanta karitevi. Option A, syncarp. Option B, clistogamous. Don't answer until I complete the options. Yeah. So option B, scutellum. Clistogamous. Option C, apocarpus. Option D, chasmogamous. What is your response? So Jyoti, Priyanka, Radhika, Anvita answered it as option B, that is clistogamous. Very good. It is a right answer. Clistogamous, flowers which do not open at all. Now let us proceed with the notes again. Whether the words are clear, whether the words are visible clearly. Yes or no?
Yes,
Okay. Now, Radhika, can you read out wall layers of anther?
Wall layer of anther, epidermis, one cell thick and protective in function. Endothecium, second wall layer, usually single layered. Cells have a cellulose thickening with a little pectin and lining. It helps in anther dehiscence. Middle layer, the number of middle layer ranges from 1 to 6. The middle layer generate at the maturity of the anther tapetum. This is the innermost layer of anther wall which surrounds the sporogenous tissue. Tapetal cells are
Nutritive.
nutritive. They are multinucleated and
Polyploid.
polyploid. In these cells, the
Ubished bodies.
Ubished bodies which is deposited in the exine of microscope wall. The tapetum is of two types:
Secretory,
secretory, glandular. The tapetal cells remain in
situ,
situ all through
the
the
development,
development of microscope. Of finally they degenerate amoeboid periplasma
DL,
module. The radial wall of tapetum cell break up,
releasing
releasing the
protoplast,
protoplast into the pollen chamber. All such protoplast now used to form the periplasmodium.
Thank you. Thank you, Radhika. So here ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ದ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So wall layers of anther, all of you just glance of wall layers of anther for 2 minutes. ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Glance at wall layers of anther. Be fast. Only 2 minutes I am giving. I sent this notes already. Whether all of you got it? ಈ ನೋಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆನಾ? ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆನಾ? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಅಂತ. Priyanka said no. Jyoti, you check it in a WhatsApp group. Komala, you check it in a WhatsApp group. Sexual reproduction in plants notes anta ide, neat notes anta. PDF, it is in a PDF, I guess. Check it and let me know. Okay, fine. All of you read, I guess. Now I will ask questions. Yeah. Yes, Jyoti, tell me how many kind of or how many types of tapetum are there? Tapetum ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಿಧ ಇದೆ? She's not here, I guess. She's checking the thing. Okay. Fine. Priyanka, tell me how many types of tapetum are there? Are you here? Tapetum ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆ? Yes. It is not 4, it is 2. ಒಂದು secretory ಅಥವಾ glandular, the other one is amoeboid or periplasmodial. Secretory or glandular, amoeboid and periplasmodial. Now tell me how many layer or wall layers are there for anther? Anther ಸುತ್ತ ಎಷ್ಟು wall layers ಇದೆ? Yeah. Okay. Jyoti said it is there in the group. Guys, please check it. Neat notes anta ide. Please check it. Okay. So, fine. Anther wall sutta ಎಷ್ಟು layers ಇದೆ? How many layers are there around the anther wall?
1 to 6. 1 to 6.
Middle layer ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. I am asking total walls.
4, ma'am.
4. The first one is epidermis. The second one is, which is the second one? Yes.
Endothelium.
Endothelium.
Then middle layer.
Middle layer.
Then we have tapetum. Very good. Now let us solve some questions. Okay. Illig bittidvi. Okay. 7th question goes like this. Cotyledon of grass family situated towards one sided of embryonic axis. ಈ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಗೆ, ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಕ್ಯುಟಲಮ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ಆಂಟಿಪೋಡಲ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಎಪಿಕೊಟೈಲ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಪೆರಿಕಾರ್ಪ್. Priyanka answered it. Anvita, Manju, and Jyoti. Okay, good. Most of you answered it correctly. Option A, that is scutellum is a right answer. Solpa jana, Netravati also answered it. Solpa jana idrali worksheet ali pericarp anta mark madidira. So question number 8, female gametophyte is also called as option A, pollen grain, B, ovule, C, embryo sac, D, tapetum. Netravati answered it, Manjuyan answered it, Komala, Netravati answered it. So few of you commented as option A, few of you commented as option B. But the right answer here is embryo sac. 3 or 4 people answered it as option C, embryo sac anta. So embryo sac, that is a female gametophyte, is a right answer. Let us proceed with the next question. Residual persistent nucleus. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Pericarp, germ pore, hilum, perisperm. Residual persistent nucleus. Very quick responses by Jyoti, Anvita, Priyanka and Manjuyan. So they answered it as option D. Even Radhika also attempted it as option D. So option D, perisperm annodu right answer. Residual persistent nucellus agbekadu. It is not nucleus. It should become nucellus. Okay. So that will become perisperm. 10th question. Fusion of male and female gamete. Process ge enanta karitare? Option A, double fertilization. Don't answer until I complete the question. Option B, triple fusion. Option C, syngamy. Option D, artificial hybridization. Jyoti answered it. Radhika answered it. Manju N answered it. Anvita answered it. Komala K answered it. Okay. So most of you answered it as option A. Only 2 of them answered it correctly. That is option C, syngamy. Syng andre eno fusion. Gamy andre gametes. Fusion of gametes is called as syngamy. It is not double fertilization. Double fertilization andre one male sperm will fuse with the egg. The other male sperm that is sperm will fuse with the polar nuclei. E riti nimage definition bandre it is called double fertilization. Okay. Next question, 11th question. So it is the nutrition for developing pollen grains is obtained from option A, tapetum, option B, exine, option C, middle layer, option D, none of these. Pollen grains development. Priyanka, Anvita, Jyoti, Radhika, and then who is going to answer this? Manju Yen. Good. So most of you answered it correctly. All of you answered it correctly. Option A, tapetum is a right answer. In female reproductive structure, ovule, how many megaspores are functional? Female reproductive structure alli ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಗಾಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರತವಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ 1, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ 2, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ 3, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ಆಲ್. Yes. Okay. Jyoti answered it. Radhika answered it. Fine. So ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you think that how many microspores or megaspores are formed ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 to 4 ಅಂತ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ which will be functional ಅಂತ. ಆ 4 megaspores ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ how many of them will be functional? Only 1 will be functional, other 3 will degenerate. Right. So answer A is a right option. Answer A is a right option. 13th question. Apple is an example of dash fruit, dash type of fruit. Option A, true fruit. Option B, false fruit. Option C, parthenocarpic. Option D, apomictic. Yes. Radhika answered it. Anvita, Netravati answered it. Okay. Manjuyan answered it. Samsung SM. Okay. It is good if I know your name. It is not mentioned here. Your mobile name is mentioned here. Please mention your name. Okay. So most of you answered it as option B, that is false fruit anta. It is a right answer. Parthenocarpic fruit alladu. Parthenocarpic na induce ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, but it is not a parthenocarpic fruit. It is a false fruit. Yake? Whatever is edible, no, whatever we eat, that is a thalamus. A thalamus part na ನಾವು ತಿಂತೇವೆ. Then actual fruit ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Apple du. It is in the middle, guys. Middle alli. So around the seed, you will get that apple shape, right? That is small portion. It will be a true fruit. So whatever you eat is a false fruit. Okay, 13th question aitalva. Now let us read some points. Yes. Yeah. Priyanka, can you read microsporogenesis?
Microsporogenesis, the formation of differentiation of microspore is called microsporogenesis. The parent mother cell divides metabolically, each forming generally tetrahedral structures. Cytoplasm may be successive or
Simultaneous.
successive type is advanced type. Tetras are at 4-5 types. Tetrahedral, isobilateral,
Decussate.
T-shaped linear tetrahedral is most common. In successive types, the cell wall is formed after meiosis 1 as well as meiosis 2. Thus, an isobilateral colon tetrad is formed. It is a characteristic feature of monopod. In simultaneously types, if nuclear division is microspore, mother cell is most followed by cell wall formation.
Thank you. See, this is a tetrahedral shape. This is a isobilateral where all the microspores are same. This is a decussate type of microsporogenesis. This is a linear. Andre arrangement ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ microspore ಅಂತ ಅದರ types ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Next we have T-shaped. Okay. Now, Mahalakshmi, can you read out the other points? Are you? Yeah.
The microspore separated from the tetrahedral configuration and get surrounded by a two layers wall, outer exine and inner intine. The pollen grains are the first cell of the male gametophyte. The epiderm get used up, the anther becomes dry structure and pollen
Are liberated
by dehiscence of the anther. Mostly all the four nuclei in a tetrad remain functional to form four microspore. However, in
Cyperaceae
only one function and therefore only one microspore instead of four is formed by one meiosis. In some cases, all the four pollens remains attached, forming compound pollen grains. Example:
Juncus jatropha.
Juncatropha in family
Asclepiadaceae.
and Orchidaceae. All the microspore in a
Sporangium.
They're together in a single mass called pollininium.
Okay. Thank you. Netravati, can you read pollen grains? Are you here, Netravati? Can you read pollen grains? ಯಾಕೆ ಓದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. Okay. Manju N, can you read about pollen grains?
Pollen grains may be oval,
Ellipsoidal,
triangle, lobed, or even
crescent shaped.
It is generally round with size of 25-30
micrometer.
Pollen grains is applied uninuclear body with single nucleus. Therefore, is anther wall and 2-3 called interior wall or sporodium is made up of two covering outer thick exine of sporopolenoid, inner thin intine of pectocellulose. The outer layer exine is thick and
sculptured
or smooth. It is
Cuticularized.
Cuticular
And
cutin is of special type called sporophyllin, which is resistant to chemical and biological decomposition. So pollen wall is preserved for long periods. It also processes proteins for enzymatic and
compatibility
reaction. Exine is differentiated into inner exine
and exine
and outer exine. Exine is further divided into inner continuous foot layer, middle discontinuous
baculate layer,
and outermost discontinuous tectum. Tectum is help for identifying pollen grains and repairing them to their family, genus, or special species. Exine is absent over certain areas called germ pore, which circular, or it is called germ furrow when elongated.
One minute. Thank you. Yeah. Nagini, can you read out from where she left? In insected pollinated pollen grain. Thank you, Manjuyan. Okay.
In insected pollinated
pollen
grains, exine is covered with yellow which covers and sticky substance called pollen kit. Pollen kit. Tag as in a insect attract and protects the pollen from UV rays. Intine is the thin and elastic it is made up of cellulose and pectin. It membranes out the pollen tubes from the germ poles during germination. Internally, pollen grains have cytoplasm which is rich in starch and unsaturated
uninucleated protoplast. It should be protoplast
becomes 2 or 3 colored at the later stages of development in
calotropis
and orchids. The pollen of each another lobe formed a characteristic mass called pollinium.
Good.
Pollen grains can be monoclopate, having one germ pores, bicopate, 2 germ pores, and tricopate, 3 germ pores. The branch of study of pollens is called pollinology.
Thank you. Thank you, Nagini. I got your worksheet. I sent it. Did you get it? ವರ್ಕ್ಶೀಟ್ ನಿಂದು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು, ನಾನು ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದೆ. ನಿನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ತಾ ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಗುಡ್. I will ask them to send. Next, development of male gametophyte. Size of nucleus in pollen grain increases and divides mitotically to produce a bigger vegetative or tube cell, vegetative innondu hesaru tube cell, and smaller generative cell. Pollination can occur in 2-celled stage. Yavaga tube ಮತ್ತು generative cell ಎರಡು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆದಾಗ pollination ಆಗಬಹುದು. Otherwise, this generative cell will be formed into haploid male gametes ಆಗ್ತವೆ. That time it will become 3-celled. ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ pollination ಆಗತ್ತೆ. Next, however, in plants such as cereals, ಬೇಳೆ ಕಾಳುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಬೇಳೆಗಳು, the male gametes while the pollen is still within the anther. So the male gametes form ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತವೆ already. In those cases, when pollen is shed at two-celled stage, the generative cell divides after pollen has landed on stigma. The cytoplasm content of generative cell do not possess or do not contain much stored food material. Generative cytoplasm malli jasti food content irodilla. So that is why the vegetative cell, the bigger cell is there, no? It will be having the fat, starch and protein granules which is provided to the generative cell. Adadmele pollen products anta bartade. So pollen is used as a food supplements. Pollen grain contains abundant carbohydrates and unsaturated fat. They are used in the form of tablets. They are used in the form of syrups for enhancing our body actions, body behavior. Pollen consumption increases performances and used by athletes and given to race horses. So pollen grain contain iruva tablets na usually athletes togotare yakendre it gives instant energy, carbohydrates and all. And it is also given to the race horses. Okay. Next, pollen creams anta baratte. Pollen grain protect ourselves, that is human beings, from the UV rays. Thus, they are used in creams, the cosmetics, emulsions for providing smoothness to the skin as well as protection to the skin. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಚ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಲರ್ಜಿ, ಪೋಲನ್ ಅಲರ್ಜಿ. Fine. Okay, let us move to the discussion of the questions again. Just a minute. Okay. Right. 13th question got over, na? Yeah. 14th question. The resistant material present in the outer layer of pollen grain are made up of what? Resistant material present in outer layer, that is exine of a pollen grain, is made up of what? Option A, cellulose. Option B, pectin. Option C, sporopollenin. Option D, amylose. What is your response, guys? Okay, I got 5 responses. Radhika, Manju, and Anvita. Then Priyanka. Okay. Nagini answered it. That is option C, sporopollenin anta. Very good. Sporopollenin is a right answer. Option C, Komala K also answered it. That is a right answer. Next, 15th question. Which seed has a viability of 10,000 years? Option A, Lupinus arcticus. Option B, date palm. Option C, rice. Option D, Phoenix dactylifera. Okay, Jyoti, Priyanka, Anvita, Mahalakshmi. Then, what about others? Okay, so Diksha. Fine. Option A, Lupinus arcticus is a right answer, whose seed has a viability of 10,000 years. Let us proceed further. 16th question. Microspore development occurs within. Yellagate microspore development to. Option A, microsporangium. Option B, endothecium. Option C, micropyle. Option D, nucellus. Okay. Priyanka, Anvita, Jyoti, Radhika, Manjuyan, and Komalaki, as well as Mahalakshmi, Nagini, answered it as option A, that is microsporangium. Very good, and it is a correct answer. 17th question. Name a flower pollinated by a bird. Option A, agave. Option B, grass. Option C, vallisneria. Option D, red silk cotton. Most tumba jana answer madilla idanna homework alli. Anvita answered it as option D, Radhika option C, Manjuyan option D. So the right answer here is option D, that is red silk cotton. Vallisneria in Agatha, it is an aquatic plant which is where it is pollinated by water itself. Grass, alli pollen grain tumba sensitive irutte, so by wind itself the pollination takes place. And then agave is usually not pollinized by the bird, so the right answer is red silk cotton, which is usually pollinated by The birds as well as certain insects. So option D, red silk cotton is a right answer, girls. 18th question. Pollen grains are well preserved as fossils because of what? Option A, germpores. Option B, sporopollenin. Option C, cryopreservation. Option D, pectin. Agini answered it. Priyanka, Anvita, Jyoti, Komala K answered it. Manju Yan answered it. Okay, Radhika also answered it. So most of you answered it as option B, sporopollenin. Few of you said it as option C, cryopreservation anta. Cryopreservation andre pollen grain na store ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಎದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ನ ಫಾಸಿಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. So that substance is option B, that is sporopollenin. See, you observed, I guess, 3 or 4 questions namak bantu where the answer was only sporopollenin. Like this, they will frame the questions in the NEET as well as CET, girls. Okay, 18th aitalva. Next, 19th question. Yucca plant is pollinated by what? Option A, bird. Option B, water. Option C, moth. Option D, wind. Jyoti, Mahalakshmi, Anvita, Radhika, Netravati, Komala K, Manju Yan. So most all of you answered it correctly. Option C, moth is the right answer. 20th question. Many insects may consume pollen without bringing out pollination. Pollination marde pollen grains na some of the organisms will eat pollen grains tintave without doing pollination. Anta organisms ke naven anta karitevi. Option A, pollen inhibitors. Option B, pollen robbers. Option C, pollinators. Option D, none of these. Okay, Jyoti, Anvita, Priyanka answered it. Fine. Manju Yan answered it. Nagini, Diksha answered it. So option B, pollen robbers is a right answer. I'm sorry. Option B, pollen robbers is a right answer. Now let us read the notes. Okay. Diksha, can you read from pollen viability? Pollen viability.
The period for which pollen grains remains viable or functional is called pollen viability. It depends upon temperature, humidity. Pollen grains remains viable in 30 minutes. Pollen grains can be cryopreserved in liquid nitrogen, temperature 196 degrees Celsius, and used as pollen bank.
Pollen energy.
Pollen allergy. Pollen grain produce severe allergy. It causes have fever and common respiratory disorder or asthma, bronchitis, carrot grass, Parthenium hysterophorus that came in India along with imported wheat is major source of pollen allergy besides harming internal body organs.
Thank you. So here pollen allergy is there. So which the Parthenium, whatever we have, the Congress plant, we will call commonly, we will call it as Congress plant, or its name is carrot grass or Parthenium hysterophorus. So that Parthenium hysterophorus is not from India. It came to India along with the wheat which we imported, which we got from the other country, that you should remember. Then female reproductive unit pistil bagge. Okay, who wants to read it voluntarily? Anyone wants to read it? Neevage ottini anta yaradru iddira? Okay, Priyanka, you can read.
Female reproductive unit. The pistil or gynecium affects large in the female reproductive unit. A carpel or pistil as a stigma or receptive region for pollen grains. A stalk as side and basal pollen region or ovary. Ovary contains one to several ovules. Ovule is integumented megasporangium which on fertilization ripens into a seed. It is a oval and with it.
1 minute. The ovule is attached to placenta by means of whitish. Which point you are reading? Because I was replying to Anvita. I did not concentrate. Yeah, tell me.
Third one.
Third one. Third one. The
Right.
ovule is integumented megasporangium which on fertilization ripens into a seed. It is oval and whitish. Continue with fourth point, Priyanka.
The ovule is attached to placenta by means of sac called funiculus or funicle. The point of attachment of funicle to the ovule is known as idiom. Raphe.
A rhyphae, it should be a rhyphae, a space irbekali, a rhyphae or ridge is formed by the fusion of funiculus with the body of ovule. Thank you, Priyanka. So here, Anvita, you sent it, you said, okay, name bardila neenu nindenadu. Your name is not mentioned in the paper. Is it yours? Okay, fine. So I corrected it, whether you got the corrected one or no. Because Nagini du correction ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದೀನಿ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. Whether you got it or no. Okay, I will ask to the team, they will send you. Fine. Next. Komala wants to read. Yeah, Komala, can you read from the actual megasporangium?
The actual megasporangium
equivalent
is parenchymatous tissues
called nucellus.
It may be thin.
Don't read that, it is okay. On the basis of number of integuments, you read from here.
On the basis of number of integuments, ovals are the following types.
Unitegment
with one integument, higher dicots. Example, one dicots. Example, composital.
Gymnosperms.
Bitegments, ovals with two integuments, monocots and
primitive dicots like cruciferae and
Malvaceae. Tritegment with three integuments, asphodilus.
Ategment
with integuments, Satellarathus.
Xeriosoma. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Komala. Now let us solve few 10 more questions. 20th idve alva many in section consume. Okay, 21st. Which of the following statement is not true? Tapetum helps in dehiscence of anther. Exine of pollen grain are made up of sporopollenin. Pollen grains of many species causes allergy. Pollen grains are stored in liquid nitrogen. Okay, I got two responses. Jyoti answered it. Manju Yan answered it. Okay, fine. So the right answer here is option A. Tapetum helps in dehiscence of anther. Tapetum alla endothecium help ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ dehiscence of anther ge. So other three statements are true. So that is why option A is the right answer. Few of them said you did not, I mean, ನೀವು ಮೇಲಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಆದ್ರೂ ಮೇಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. So you can send me to the other mail. Your worksheet can be sent to the other mail of me. So adanna nanu iga chat box ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. It is nidhisankalplearning@gmail.com. nidhisankalplearning@gmail.com. It is also one of my official mail ID where you can send me this one worksheets. Okay. So 22nd question goes like this. An example of a plant that provides safe places to lay eggs as floral rewards for pollination. Andre safe places for the eggs of insects. Andre ಒಂಥರ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ವಯೋಲಾ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಅಮಾರ್ಫೋಫಾಲಸ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ಮೇಸ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಸ್ನೇರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ. Okay, Priyanka and Jyoti, Anvita, Mahalakshmi answered it. Option B, Amarphophallus. Diksha also answered it. Okay, option B, Amarphophallus is the right answer, guys. 23rd question. Presence of more than one embryo in the seed without fertilization is called option A, somatic hybridization. Sorry, presence of more. Yeah. Option B, budding. Option C, apomixis. Option D, polyembryony. So ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ವರ್ಕ್ಶೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ they mentioned it as option C, apomixis ಅಂತ. What is the question they asked? More than one embryo ಇದ್ರೆ without fertilization ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. It is called as polyembryony. Apomixis ಅಲ್ಲ, polyembryony. Please read out the definition of apomixis correctly. So option D is the right answer, that is polyembryony. 24th question. Which one of the following statement is not correct? ಯಾವುದು correct ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. The offspring produced by asexual reproduction are called clones. In potato, ginger and banana, the new plantlets are arise from internodes of modified stem. Option C, option C I. So option B, microscopic motile asexual reproductive structure are called zoospores. Option D, water hyacinth that drain oxygen from water leads to death of fishes. They asked which one of the statement is not correct. Priyanka, Anvita, Komala. What about others? So few of you answered it as option D and most of you answered it as option C anta. Option C is the right answer, which is a wrong statement among this. Next question, 25th. Which one of the following generate new genetic variation? Option A, vegetative propagation. Option B, sexual reproduction. Option C, parthenogenesis. Option D, polyembryony. Idರಲ್ಲಿ genetic variation ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. So Priyanka, Jyoti, Anvita answered it as option B. Radhika also attempted it as option B. Komala also tried it as option D. So the right answer here is option B, sexual reproduction. Polyembryony ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರದ fusion of gametes ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. So there you cannot see genetic variation at all. So option B, sexual reproduction is the right answer. In majority of angiosperms, option A, egg has filiform apparatus. Egg has many antipodal cells. Reduction division occurs in megaspore mother cells. Mother cells ಆಗ್ಬೇಕದು, megaspore cells ಅಲ್ಲ, megaspore mother cells it should be. Option D, a small central cell is present in the embryo sac. Nagini answered it. Priyanka answered it as option C. Anvita option C. Radhika option B. Jyoti option C. Option C, reduction division occurs in megaspore mother cell is the right answer. Next, 27th question. The ovule of an angiosperm is technically called. Ovule ge ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Option A, megasporangium. Option B, megasporophyll. Option C, megaspore mother cell. Option D, megaspore. Anvita, Priyanka, Mahalakshmi answered it as option A. Komala K answered it. Manjuyan attempted it. So option A, megasporangium is the right answer. 28th question. Double fertilization is exhibited by option A, algae. Option B, fungi. Option C, angiosperms. Option D, gymnosperms. ಯಾವುದು double fertilization? Priyanka, Anvita, Jyoti answered it as option C. Radhika attempted it as option B anta. So the right answer is option C, that is angiosperms. 29th question. Most of them ಇದನ್ನ ತಪ್ಪು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ವರ್ಕ್ಶೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Coconut fruit is option A, berry, option B, nut, option C, capsule, option D, drupe. Okay, Raj, yes. Okay, most of you answered it as option D. Option D, drupe is the right answer. 30th question, last question. Morphological nature of edible part of coconut. Edible part, tinno part yavdu coconut uddu. Option A, cotyledon. Option B, endosperm. Option C, perisperm. Option D, pericarp. Radhika, Priyanka, Komala, Manju answered it. So option Diksha and Netravati also answered it. Option B, endosperm is the right answer. Okay, fine. Okay. Fine. So here, as I said you before, most of you sent through a WhatsApp. Nan correction madu WhatsApp team kalsidini. Team did not send you. So ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಟೀಮಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕಳ್ಸೋದು, ನಾನ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಳ್ಸೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೋ ಎಲ್ಲೋ. ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ದೆಮ್ because they have other duties also. So I request you all, please send your mails. If you ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಧಿ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನಾನು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. nidhisankalplearning@gmail.com. ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಸೆಡ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಪಾಠ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಸೆಕ್ಶುವಲ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್, ಶಿ ಸೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸೆಂಡ್. ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಓಪನ್ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ. Okay, I sent PDF, it is loading. Okay, only I sent to Priyanka. Oh my god, sorry. Priyanka, just open it and check whether it is opening in your computer or laptop. Anta. Yeah, I sent it to everyone. Please check it, girls. Diksha, Mahalakshmi, Manju, chat box open ಮಾಡಿ. ಜ್ಯೋತಿ, ರಾಧಿಕಾ, ಅನ್ವಿತಾ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದ್ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. PDF ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ನೋ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. Priyanka said it got opened. Yeah. What about others? Anvita also said yes. Yes. Netravati said yes. Komala K, yes. Okay, good. Fine. Ille ನಾನು ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅದು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಎಂಡ್ ದ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್, ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್. ಸೊ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ PDF ನೋಟ್ಸ್ PDF ಕೂಡ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ರಾಧಿಕಾ, ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ ಸೆಡ್ ಎಸ್. ಮಂಜು ಎನ್, ನಾಗಿನಿ, ಇವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗಿನ್ನು. Priyanka, I did not get your this one worksheet. So please mail me to the new mail ID which I sent. So please mail ಮಾಡಿ instead of WhatsApp. It will be good. Okay. You sent now. I should check. ಈಗ ನಂಗೆ ಅದು ನೋಟಿಫೈ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Once I go switch off the meeting, end the meeting, I will get it. Okay. Okay, good. Diksha and Radhika also said yes. Okay, all of you downloaded human reproduction notes? Okay, fine. So notes na ನಾನು ಈಗಲೇ send ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will be better for you all. WhatsApp ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದಿರಲ್ಲ. Okay, let me end up the session, girls. From Saturday again we will start with the human reproduction. Until that, take care. Have a nice day. Bye bye.